We got married in a fever, hotter than a pepper sprout. We've been talking about Jackson ever since the fire went out.
I'm going to Jackson, I'm gonna mess around. Yeah, I'm going to Jackson, look out Jackson Town.
Well, go on down to Jackson, go ahead and wreck your hell. Go play your hand, you big talking man, make a big fool out yourself.
This is my bike. It's a 2018 Husqvarna 300 TE. And this is my playground. This is our homestead property. We are up in the mountains in the Pacific Northwest. And it offers me a wonderful, I guess it's a backdrop or a wonderful opportunity to ride and to improve my skills. I am not a great dirt biker. I'm relatively new to it. Years ago, I bought one and I fell in with a group of guys that were all very experienced riders, and I would go with them, and not really having a great foundation or skill level, it was a terrifying experience. Fast forward 12 years later, getting back into it, I have a completely different look, a different approach on this sport. This has been one of the best decisions I've ever made because it gives me an opportunity to get outside and to test myself and to challenge myself mentally, physically, psychologically. It gives me a rare opportunity where I can be singly focused on one thing, completely removed from all of the pressures and the cares of life. I've found a series of obstacles that I work on. I'll give them names. I call this the tabletop. It doesn't look difficult on the video. It looks pretty simple actually, but for my skill level, it is quite challenging. And what I tried to do is I trying to learn to ride well and to ride slow and to have perfect balance on the machine. And what I look for is I look for things that frighten me. Anything that frightens me, and I look at it and I think to myself, oh, I want to avoid that. That's a trigger to me that's something that I need to conquer. This rock, for example, was something that I came over the rise and I saw it and I panicked the first time I rode and like, oh, I don't want to hit that. I went back and I spent an hour on it, going up, going down, practicing going over it and conquering that rock. That rock no longer makes me afraid. Our world has become very safe, and we as men have become very domesticated. And I think sometimes I wonder, look back, where are my victories? Where are my wars? Where are my opportunities to become hero or to prove my courage or my valor? They're so far and few these days. And I think it's something that is very important for us to be able to test ourselves and to know for sure, do we have what it takes? Can we overcome fear? I've resolved to go out for an hour a day, and every day at least an hour and a half a day, and to work on writing things that I didn't think were possible, exploring. And this is not about pinning it and tearing around and showing off or trying to be macho. This has got nothing to do with anyone, and I don't care what anyone thinks. This is for me and for me alone. Another thing that I work on is balance. When I go riding, I hardly ever get out of second gear. First gear is most of the day. I spend most of the day on working on balance, becoming one with the bike, becoming familiar with the bike, being able to turn in tight areas. Sometimes I'll choose a tree in a bush like this, and I'll just work on figure eights, round and round, try to be smoother and smoother, with the goal of never dabbing my foot, never putting it down, and maintaining perfect balance on the bike. Another obstacle that has given me a lot of trouble and anxiety in the past riding are deep water crossings. This is a creek that runs through our property here, and it's pretty deep right there. A log has fallen across it. The water is backed up. And this is something that I have spent a lot of time on working on, and it's not that big of a deal to get through for a good rider, but for me, I find it challenging. And to make it a little bit worse, I threw some sticks in there as a big log there, or kind of a medium-sized log there to the right. I put that at the end to make things more difficult. But what I find when something like this defeats me, and I am getting in my head like, oh, I don't know if I can get across here, I'll keep at it, and I'll hit it from both sides, and I'll do it and do it and do it until I overcome. Another thing dirt biking has done for me and my family is given my son Jack and I a wonderful hobby that we can do together, where there's no discussion of chores, there's no arguing of video game or screen time. It's us removed from all of those pressures and all of those things that they're tough. They're tough especially with young boys, and gives us something that we can make memories with, and we can do together, and that we enjoy to no end. These are the wood piles that we have for winter wood, and they have made another wonderful obstacle or training opportunity in that Jack and I work on S-turning through these. We go round and round and round, and if you can go through all 8 of them without touching the ground, especially the ones on the north side, which are off camber, it's quite an accomplishment for us, and we work on this for hours and hours.